This is Matt Russell from the FX Power Course, and welcome to the Daily FX walkthrough.
So here are the four pairs that I will be discussing this evening: the Euro Pound, the Aussie Kiwi, the Pound Swiss, and the Euro Swiss. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts. The first chart is the Euro Pound, and this was a trade that I was mentioning during last week's report, which would be using this long wick right here. Personally, I was stopped out for a small loss on this trade idea as prices did come back up here. So moving forward now, right now I have no position in this pair, but we can see a clear range. At least this is the hourly chart. We see a clear range developing here. I like this upper resistance line as well as this lower support line. So moving forward, I might look for prices to come down and test this simple support line and then move up to that resistance line. Again, this is something we can keep an eye on over the next 24 to 48 hours. If prices come down below that 92 figure, we might look to enter, placing our stop 50 pips or so beneath the support line. The next chart is the Aussie Kiwi, and as I was mentioning during last week's reports, we might wait for prices to come down to that 38.2% fib level. That would be this level right here. Let me get rid of this line here to make this a little easier to see, and I'll actually zoom out one more time so you can see exactly where I drew the fibs from. That would be the low here below the 108 figure up to, I believe that's about the 129 and change figure. So that's where the fib lines, the highs and lows used for the fib lines, and we can see the prices came down and actually just kissed that 38.2. So right now I'd have a slight bullish bias against the low of this candle, which is the 20 at 2057, which again the 38.2 is right there. So that's what I would look for moving forward. Maybe trying to get an entry close to that level and placing your stop about 25 pips beneath that low. So maybe in the 120-25 area would be a good location for a stop. The next chart is the Pound Swiss, and not much has changed here. Again, this is a daily chart. Excuse me. We've had some very small range days here, and personally, I'm looking for prices to come down and test this very simple daily support line. Again, same concept as with the Euro Pound. We might look to get an entry, maybe just above the line, and then Pound Swiss is a little more volatile, so we might place our stop, let's say 50 to 75 pips beneath the support line. The last chart is the Euro Swiss, and not much has changed here. Again, I was mentioning last week how it did look a little bit toppy over here, but I didn't want to enter short, so far beneath what is a clear resistance line in my mind. So moving forward now, we can see, and this is a typical what's called a bull flag pattern here. We can see a large rally upwards and then a consolidation move, and it kind of looks like a flag blowing in the wind, hence the name a bullish flag pattern, and bullish flags usually slope downwards like this. So at least over the shorter term, if you are a shorter term trader, you can also use this range right here. We have what could be considered the market drafted a borderline doji, so that could be an area that we might use. We can use the low of that candle, 151 in the 151.26 area, again, to maybe set up long trades, because as a general rule, if this is a valid bullish flag pattern, prices should break out to the upside, and it kind of all fits in here with what I'm expecting to happen. And if we zoom out here again, this is a daily chart. If prices were to break out of the bull flag and then make slight new highs, testing this longer term resistance line. So that's a scenario that I have in my head right now, and that's what I'm using to trade the pair. Again, my name is Matt Russell. I'm an FX Power Course instructor here at FXCM. Thanks for listening.